All right, David Paul, Delta swirling. When will it make landfall?
Tomorrow afternoon in southwest Louisiana, but we are going to get a glancing blow from a very big and very powerful hurricane, and so we will have wind impacts here across the area tomorrow. Tonight getting a little breezy, especially as we head toward morning with a few showers. Friday, inland winds 25 to 30 with some higher gusts. Galveston and the coast gusting to 30, 40, maybe 50 miles an hour at times in some of the heavier rain bands. And so Galveston, Bolivar Peninsula, west side of Galveston Bay, Kemah, San Leon, Dickinson, you could have some isolated, at best, isolated power outages. If we get a stronger rain band coming through, it may be more widespread with power outages in some spots. Here are current winds. They're not bad at all. It's a nice evening. Inland 5, 7, 8, 14 miles an hour out of the northeast at Sugar Land. Got a wind at 15 in Galveston, but about 75, 100 miles further to the south, the winds pick up to 40, 50, 60 miles an hour in advance of the hurricane moving in. Here's Friday's inland wind forecast. This is like for downtown Houston. In the morning, northeast breeze at 15. By noon, northeast breeze at 20, and the plus is for some higher gusts as the rain bands come through. North wind at 25 could gust to 35 in the afternoon at the peak of our wind threat. For Galveston and the coast, northeast wind at 25 plus in the morning, 30 plus by noon, 35 plus by 3 o'clock. And again, it's possible we could have a gust to 50 in one or two of the stronger rain bands if and when they come through. Speaking of those rain bands, there's a pretty good band well out ahead of the storm, not too far off the Galveston coast. That's rain that will come into the coast after midnight tonight. There's the center of the storm. And just in the past hour, for the first time, we've seen the eye become visible right there on the infrared satellite. And you can see the radar is picking up the eye wall. That's where the strongest winds are. That's where the 120 mile an hour sustained winds are. That's where the winds are right now. Cat 3 moving north-northwest at 12. It's moving almost due north right now, and so it is making that turn. It does indeed look like this forecast track is going to verify, making it a Cat 3 at landfall. Cameron Parish, Louisiana. Lake Charles takes the brunt of this storm with winds that may be sustained at 120. The blue for Galveston, and that stretches all the way down to the coast of Brazoria County. That's a tropical storm warning. We do expect to see tropical storm force gusts as we head through the day tomorrow. The storm track then extends pretty quickly up into the mid-Mississippi and Ohio Valley by Saturday and Sunday. The wind field, so those tropical storm winds arrive on the upper Texas coast, Galveston, Galveston Bay, Bolivar Peninsula. As we head into 8, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, this gets going in the morning. We continue in that field of tropical storm force winds east of I-45, Galveston, the Bay, Chambers, Liberty County through 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then finally heading toward 8, 9, 10, those winds relax in our area as the storm moves inland and begins to weaken in southwest Louisiana. Here are the winds right now. For the most part, it's going to be a northeast breeze most of the day. This is going into noon tomorrow. Northeast wind with the stronger winds maybe just offshore by noon. And then going into the afternoon, look at those stronger winds right on the coast. You get a rain band coming out of that type of circulation, and yes, you could get a gust of 50 miles an hour at 3 o'clock. Going into 7, 8 o'clock, there goes the center of the storm into Louisiana. That's when our winds will begin to relax in the early evening. Here are the wind forecasts by the numbers. By 7 a.m., we could have 30 mile an hour winds on the Galveston coast. As we head toward lunchtime, 17 to 20 miles an hour inland, maybe getting close to 40 on the coast. That's by noon tomorrow. And then by 4 in the afternoon, could see 40 mile an hour winds on the coast, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds inland. And so there's your wind threat. Now 20 to 30 usually doesn't knock out a lot of power, but getting up into the 40s, that's when we begin to see power outages. That's been my experience over the past 30, 40 years here in Houston. Watching Delta tomorrow as a hurricane grazes by our area. Then heating up and drying out for the weekend, we go back to fall by the middle of next week. A lot of weather to watch tomorrow, Len Cannon.
Certainly is. Thank you, Dave.